And I'll do the whole intro again. Alright, so welcome everyone back to Indian Racing League. That is an absolute noob moment from me because I streamed from the same account on my personal channel yesterday. So my voice was not audible on my own stream, and that is what has happened right now as well. So thank you, Easy Level Bot, for pointing that out. We can finally have a conversation, teams.
It wasn't a new moment. You're just rusty. You haven't commentated in a
Yeah, I'm just rusty. So I think
you're just a little rusty.
Absolutely.
We'll shake that rust off.
But welcome back, everyone. As you can see, I haven't been commentating for a while now, so that's what is getting to me. But Azun is in the pits as usual, and Mayank is on his lap. Let's see how he takes this turn 9 or cops. And he's pretty controlled there. Had to lift off as well, I think. So
I think in this game you do tend to have to lift off a bit from, like, irrespective of the downforce you're running, you do have to lift off a bit.
Oh, Mayank just invalidated when he exited the last corner of the Maggles and Chapels. Yes, so let's see.
That was unlucky. That was very unlucky.
It was. And Epic Brothers is on a lap right now, so he got a bit of a slipstream from his teammate Vicky, who's on an outlap himself. So Epic Brothers might be one of the first people to set in a lap time, and let's see where this is going to be. I don't remember what our lap time was from yesterday. That was a session which was marred by rain.
Exactly. Ours was a very different session because we were, for the most part, running soft tires on a I won't say reasonably wet, but a damp circuit. So our lap times were much higher than this, and Epic Brothers has set a 127.3 with Sonic Hawk right behind him with a 27.7.
I can see there's an Alpha
He has come
Tauri
to
crossing the finish line
let some of
now.
the faster guys
Yeah,
pass.
and Azul is retired. Oh
I
yeah,
think
that's
this
in the
is
pits.
his new-
Yeah,
He has retired in the pits, but I do think this is his new strategy of
yeah. The starting. I think he's
doing
trying to get the
complete.
DOTD. From my perspective,
Yeah,
Racing Gupta
I
goes
think he's trying to
P2
show off. And
with a 27.7, and hello Jin.
100th of a second faster than Sonic Hawk.
Yeah, and Tofaroon meanwhile, or Kimi R77 goes P2 with a
About
27.6.
1/10.
Yeah,
About 1/10 faster.
yeah, Shadow Sword with the 28.1. So that lap time from Epic Brothers seems like a good lap time. I think it will be beaten, maybe by himself as well.
Do you expect? Do you see them entering the 26s?
I think so.
obviously, as we
I
know,
think
as
so.
we
So
have
the
some very
driver
fast
we are on
drivers.
board with right now. Let's see what VFix can do. I think he's one of the contenders. Him as well as Natsume or PSI legends Ashwin Lakhwani, who's on an outlap finally now. So these are the people who I think are capable of putting that car in the 126s. Caesar, to answer your question, we don't know. Oh, there we go, 126.7. So well, that's a great lap time from VFX. Caesar, we don't know where Kanav is. We tried reaching out to him, but hopefully he joins us in the middle of the session and can race. Although his
Hopefully, he hasn't
qualifying,
slept through his alarm.
I think that's very much a possibility when it comes to.
Yep. Ashwin is just about around in the middle of sector 2, gonna get on his hot lap pretty soon.
Yeah,
But
he
there is
is.
a
He has
little
Meckers and
sector
Beckers to go. So let's try to pick someone who is. I think Natsume is the car farther ahead. There is a Red Bull. Is that Shadow Sword who's coming into the pits? It is. So I think let's go on board with Natsume then, Teves, and he is going to start his hot lap pretty soon. And would you mind taking us through this lap?
Yeah, yeah, he's just about entering. He's pretty clean, no twitching, pretty clean entry, so that should give him a very, very good run down into turn 1. And let's see if he does lift off for turn 1. No, he takes it flat out, manages to keep it within track limits, doesn't use any of the curbs on the exit. Downshifting, complete, very clean, so clean lap, very methodical lap so far. And as he's getting into the first DRS zone, yes, accelerating fast. I felt like that DRS opened a little too late, but possibly just a lag. But yeah, so far clean, runs a little deep, doesn't hug the apex as much through there, but he does get a good clean exit. You should give him a very good, very, very good run up to Cobbs. Lifts off a bit, takes the thing. He is pretty standard lap so far, to be honest. Doesn't show me if he's setting purple sectors yet, but yeah, manages doesn't validate his lap like Mayank unfortunately did, and standard again, like very standard, not by the books lap. Quick, the downshift to 5th, takes it through, and he is back.
Oh, he's coming back into the pits. Let's see where Ashwin finishes his lap. Is he going to finish his lap? He is. And teams meanwhile, while Kanav is not here, can you please invite Caesar to the lobby? I think we might have the full grid. If Kanav is not joining, I think Caesar could join and probably race. Ashwin goes P2 with a 27.3. So VFX being the only person in the 126s so far. And Teves, if you can just invite Caesar to the lobby. It's Caesar 1310. That's a standard PSN.
On it, Caesar done. Ooh, Shadow's got a 5-place grid penalty for illegal blocking. That is
Did he block?
unfortunate.
Did he block a Ferrari there? He's slowing down massively there. I think he's trying to let people through. Was Nishan one of those people?
I believe, but again, I think it's one of those things. Little. too little. I mean, too much, little, too late. I'm butchering this thing, but it's unfortunate. So, what do you think Shadow's plan should be? He is on the medium tires. And I believe, yeah, he set his lap on
the softs. Well. No, I think his fastest lap has been on the softs. He's on the medium tires currently. So
PSI has left the session, unfortunately.
Oh, that's unfortunate for him. Let's hope. I think he was facing some issues leading up to this race. So let's hope he is able to join back pretty soon.
Yeah, absolutely. Because we did have some issues yesterday. But if you're Shadow Sword, what do you do now? You throw on a set of softs and try and qualify higher up, accounting for the 5-place grid penalty.
Yeah, absolutely. I think
call it a day. You just call it a day and focus on capitalizing on the race, because this is a dry race. This is supposed to be a dry race. So turn 1, turn 2, first lap is PSI is joined back, so no issues there. Because turn 1, turn 2 could be carnage in a dry race.
Yeah, it could be. As Sonic Hawk goes P9 on a set of mediums again, so he is quite determined to make this work in terms of his strategy.
But I honestly believe, from what I have read, what I've studied and understand, I believe that the alternate strategy will not work here, because by the time you come to get on the softs, right? People have already pitted about 5 laps sooner before that on medium for fresh mediums. So they have 5 lap fresher mediums. So those 5 laps or 8 laps, depending on the transition, those laps you could lose a lot of time on those more worn out mediums, if that makes sense.
Yeah, no, I understand that. Although we didn't really get to see that yesterday, because it was a wet race in Division 2.
We did not have that opportunity yesterday, and I think a lot of the D1 drivers do tend to look at the D2 race for tire data and strategy data, and Shadow nearly loses it through Maggots and Beckett's.
Currently following Nishan.
D1 drivers do look at the D2 race for tire data and tire deg, but unfortunately for this race they do not have any of that data since we had rain.
Yeah, and where does Nishan put his car? It's P9 with 27.6. So just 2 people in 26s so far. We fixed now 3 now, as Racing Gupta goes P2 with a 26.8.
And so there's Epic, and Shadow does not or he's starting his lap.
Yeah, but that basically means as Vicky was in a good lap, he's now approaching.
I think he's doing 2 push laps. I believe Shadow's doing 2 push laps.
Yeah, and that's possible because he's on a set of mediums, so it won't hurt his tire as much. And riding on board with Vicky right now, who is trying to pick up a bit of a slipstream from Jin, who is on an end lap, but not sure if he actually got any advantage of that. And let's see, he's in P10 right now, and everyone in the top 10 have put their best lap times on those soft tires. So Vicky now approaching the final corner, and as he rounds that across the line, he goes P7. That's a good improvement. But let's see what Ashwin is up to meanwhile, and let's see if I can pick this hot
Ashwin
lap once again.
Invalidated his lap.
Yeah, that's his out lap, so I think he can.
It was his out lap, so
yeah.
So.
Oh, what happened there with Ashwin?
No.
Did I just jinx him again?
Possibly that, or possibly this next lap invalidation, unfortunately. Vifix does go faster with a 26.4.
He's in a league of his own right now, 4/10s clear of anyone else, and that is a massive margin. I don't know if he needs to run again, honestly. If he wants to save a set of tires, he can just relax, have a cup of tea in his garage, and that would be that.
Absolutely, but you gotta really feel bad for Ashwin at this point.
Yeah, I'll just have a look.
Because Ashwin is one of the faster drivers of the division and the league altogether, and P9 is not where he should be.
Well, I think he will have the chance to go for one more lap again, so let's not count him out just yet. I'm currently following Natsume, who, as we all know, is always on that auto strategy, or always wants to be on that strategy. and he is coming back into the pits on his medium tire run. So it's not an improvement for him so far, and you might want to start a little bit higher than P8 right now, because being in the midfield here, it could be a bit risky. You can get tangled up in a first lap incident.
Also, yeah, sorry for that. I just realized that we do have a debutant, Hershey_99. This is his first race with IRL, if I am not mistaken.
Yeah, it is his debut race. Thank you for pointing that out, Teves. It is his debut race.
And he is a reserve for today, and obviously first race here. He is a little off pace.
Yeah, but you can see his tires. I think he's doing some race runs, so we could be in for a surprise come the race. So not sure if he's.
Yeah, he does. He is in 16th. He is in 16th, so he does get free tire choice. So come race, he could. Okay,
yeah, see, yeah, that's 29.3 on 4 lap old. So yes, pretty much fueled up his car. Not sure to what extent, but it seems like.
Yeah, but he does. I don't think he can do any more because he has no ERS left at this point.
Yeah, so that's probably his qualifying done if he has enough time.
I believe he's done 4 push laps back to back.
Yes, he has. And I am Rahul, probably the only person who is on a hot lap right now. And he's left it pretty late in the qualifying session to register a time on board, as his Alpine is making its way through the final couple of corners. This is where Tanay Singh and I think Yash Gosalia was it who collided?
Yeah, I believe so.
And yes, I'm Rahul goes P9. So that's his qualifying done. I think if the timing on the top left is right, PSI having connection issues once again, as Epic Brothers I think is preparing for his final race run, or final hot lap rather.
So we do have 3 drivers who haven't set lap times. That is Azun, Caesar and Kill Bill.
Yeah, I think Caesar might just set it out. Yeah, there you go. He has retired in the pits. And let's see what Epic Brothers does. He seems to be on the pace, and if he gets a good couple of corners here, he might be improving, and that would put him on course for a front row start. Let's see. Racing Gupta is on an outlap himself. There's a Mercedes off the track trying to make way for the McLaren of Epic Brothers, and as he crosses the first sector split, he is down by some time. I think it was down by almost 700ths of a second. So not a great start to the lap, but there's still a lot of time to be gained and a lot of corners to be maneuvered. Oh, what happened to Jin? Jin is still on his outlap. He's on the Wellington straight. I don't know if he has enough time now.
Yeah, his lap's invalidated obviously for...
Yeah, so he's in P6 while his teammate Azun as usual.
We also have to talk about the fact that Hershey_99 Quick Killer, Azun and Caesar will move up places on the grid.
Because of Shadow Sword. Well, Shadow Sword is on an outlap right now, so you never know. As Racing Gupta, has he just finished a lap? I'm not sure. I think he's starting one now. And let's see how his first sector turns out to be.
Jin does have a very good gap to the cars in front and the cars behind. There's pretty much no car behind him for an entire sector. So I think he has free reign, and the AlphaTauri in front of him and Jin, that is his qualifying one. Oh, ouch. What was that, Jin?
What happened? I was not really spectating Jin. I was going on board with Racing Gupta, but then I realized he's not improving. He was down by almost half a tenth. Let's see what Ashwin is. He's up by half a tenth, so this could be a good lap from him. Let's go back to one of the Williams. I think Natsume is on a really good lap, 5.5 tenths up on his soft tires. That explains why he's on those soft tires and why he's up by so much of a margin. But across the line he'll come in a couple of corners, and Natsume, you might see him jump quite a few places, maybe in the 126s. There you go, 493. What a lap from him. 800ths off, 8,000ths of a second off, sorry, of VFix. The qualifying is over as far as Racing Gupta is concerned. Ashwin is not improving either. Does HVP have a No, he does not. Shadow Sword goes P8 by the way. Ashwin is still on a lap, and it's
Vifix
not.
is also on a lap. Vifix is also on a lap.
VFX is on a lap, but he is improve. Doesn't need to improve as much. I don't think there's anyone who can challenge him right now. Across the line goes Ashwin. That's a great lap. 26.966 into
Great.
P5. That's
Yeah.
more like it. VFX is still improving. By the way, he's going to finish his lap with 26.2. Absolutely dominating the field here in the qualifying session. 2.5 times clear. Two
I
times
think
clear of
Vifix
everyone
just
else.
wanted to do that lap just to show everyone who's the fastest driver at this point.
Absolutely, and I
It's
think
one of the
that's
things I think some of the best drivers do from around in all racing is they want to absolutely dominate everyone to prove or keep proving and keep reminding that they are the best at what they do.
absolutely.
But we'd also missed this. I think you might have talked about this, but Shadow Sword did improve to 9th, so he does start.
Yes, he
+5.
does. The Shadow Sword does
does
improve to
start
9, so
+5.
he'll start P14 if he has a 5 place
E14.
grid penalty. So
yeah,
that will.
Sonic Hawk, HVP, I am Rahul, Vicky, Nishan, all will all have the starting position.
Right, so that's the grid in front of you. VFix and Natsume on the front row. I think that was the front row in Russia as well, if I'm not wrong. Racing Gupta and Epic Brothers on the second row. Ashwin Lakwani P5, PSI having some connection issues in P6, Kimi or Tofarun in P7, Jin in P8, and Shadow Sword and Nishan are the drivers who will have to start on the soft tires if it's a dry start. Vicky, I am Rahul, HVP, Sonic Hawk, and the rest will have tire choice for the race. So, how did you like that qualifying session, Teves? I think it was pretty clear who was the fastest man on the track, but I think people behind him, I think, have a lot to prove
it was a
come the
pretty
race.
straightforward. It was a pretty straightforward qualifying session, but I think again standing out from that qualifying session was Vifix, who just dominated that. Going like already in the low 26s, going 2 tenths faster on the final run is just, I think, sublime, for the lack of any other word.
Well, that's absolutely fine. The drivers are preparing their race strategies, and hopefully tonight people will not make the same mistake I did, because it was a wet race and I forgot to lower the fuel load, Teves. So I finished the race with 6 laps of fuel. That was an absolute.
I finished the race with 5 laps of fuel, so we're in the club.
Right, so we're in the same
the club.
boat then. But I'm sure drivers will not have that issue this time around. Tire choices, okay. Why is the formation lap not starting yet? There you go. Now it is starting. Telemetry I don't need enabled. And can I get a different view, please? It will. I don't think it will allow me until it crosses the first couple of corners. I'm still on board with people.
Yes.
But in terms of tire choices,
So
you can
we
see Caesar
we
is
do
the only
have-
person on the hard tires.
Ooh, that is daring, to say the least. Caesar going with the hards, but yeah, we actually do have quite a few medium runners. We have
Yeah, we do.
Vicky in 10th, we have HVP in 12th, Sonic Hawk in 13th, Mayank in 15th, Quick Killer in 16th, Azun in 18th, and Kilbel in 20th.
Yeah.
This is going to be super interesting, because I believe on this track the hard tires can do 25 laps. The hard tires can do 25 laps, so that is literally.
So you think that if there's an early safety car, you think anyone will try to gamble onto the set of hards and then go to the end? Well, it's a very
honestly
long pit
don't
lane,
think-
probably the longest
I
pit lane on the
honestly don't
calendar
think
here.
so. It is the longest pit lane on the calendar with a pit delta of 28.5 seconds. Pit loss is 28.5 seconds.
That's
Obviously
half
that
a minute,
is
basically.
Slightly mitigated. Yeah, exactly. Half a minute. A lot of that is mitigated if you pit under a safety car. But also the hards will leave you, from what the lap data and tire data seems to be, the hards will leave you a sitting duck.
Well, Nova
anybody
has
on the
already
other-
predicted
on any
some
other tires.
damage for Caesar in lap 1. So, absolutely, and that's a great sight. Every car, as Shadow Sword has been disqualified from the
Shadows
session.
Disqualified from.
Is he the only person
I-
disqualified from the session? How is that
I believe
possible?
he's the only person. He is the only
Usually
person
you
who's
get
qualified in
disqualified in
second so
pairs,
far.
right? Because you have contact with someone.
Exactly. Usually that happens, but this is Codemasters we're talking about, so anything can happen, right?
Right.
But yeah, as I was saying, like for Caesar, if he does get away with no damage first few laps, irrespective safety car, no safety car, he's got to tough it out and
But do you think
stick to
this
his
is surprising,
guns.
his tire choice? Because
It is very surprising
you
because
don't need the hard tires on this track.
you
Your
don't
soft
need
or
the
medium
hard
is
tires
possible.
because the mediums can do 19 laps, and if you have good tire wear, you can stretch that slightly longer.
Well, let's see. The
So
grid is
a
set.
lap two safety car you could pit for the mediums, and you could be set.
Yeah.
But I'm going to keep quiet so that you can lead us away now.
Yeah, absolutely. And come on, please don't do this, lobby. Well, there was no lights, but we are underway, and for some reason, I can't see anything here.
Sumi gets a better start.
Quick Killer has
Gupta
left
is
the
also trying to-
session.
Gupta is trying to find space, but he has had to back off, and he's fighting with Ashwin now. Sumi and Vifix going side by side, nearly touching, but keeping it clean. And Vifix comes
Is
back
that
out
Ashwin
ahead.
with a great start? Is Ashwin in P3?
Yeah, yes, Ashwin is in P3. Ashwin's got a very good start. Managed to get Gupta on the start. Racing Gupta's coming back at him. He does go around the inside and now outside. And Epic Brothers is also trying to get past Ashwin. That initial quick getaway from Ashwin has kind of fallen off, but Ashwin is close and trying to look for space behind Gupta to get past him.
Well, you will have to help me out here, Tease, because my stream is a little bit glitched right now. I don't know if you can see.
that.
Yeah, there's absolutely no data.
I see that, but also we missed this, but Caesar made a lightning start. He's speed 14 on those hard tires.
Wow.
At least that's what my timing screen shows. Yes, he's speed 14 with it.
What happened to Ashwin though? Where is Ashwin?
Ashwin is falling back. I think Ashwin's spun. He has damage to his front wing. He's pitting, unfortunately.
Okay, I don't know how to.
I will keep an eye out on. Are you being able to change cars?
Yeah, I'm able to change cars and cameras, but there's absolutely no data on my screen. So, Jin, not Jin, sorry, I'm so sorry, I don't know why I keep
First
calling
one
you
of the
Jin.
night, let's go.
Right, so teams, I'm going to leave the lobby, Jin. I'm going to leave.
Send you an invite.
Yeah, if you can just send me an invite. So for people who are watching, just hang on, and we'll be back. I hope I'm able to leave the lobby somehow.
Nova saying pause it, try pausing.
Yeah, I did. I tried pausing. Nothing's happening. Okay, I'm going to PS menu now.
Is out on the mediums, P18, HVP on the mediums, P19. Did HVP was one of those who started on the mediums, so that is kind of surprising that he chose to. He had no option but to thing, but I would have assumed he would have switched to the softs, gotten rid of that, and just tried to make up for some of that damage.
Okay, so I'm leaving the lobby.
Stopped. I believe Quick Killer is glitched and his car is stopped dead straight on the.
Yeah, and has left the session
lobby.
now. Anyway, so Teves, I'm leaving
thing.
the session. If you can just send me an invite. The problem is it will change the host, and I hope
he's got a 5-second penalty. I am Rahul is also pitting. I do not know if these drivers have damage.
Right, Teves, so I'm leaving the session. Please send me an invite, and let's hope that the host which the game assigns can carry this through.
Yeah.
Oh, I can't even leave the session now. Come on. I can't leave the session. Alright, so I think it's what happened last night. I think we'll have to stop the stream and then start again because I can't leave the session.
Yeah, that might have actually happened. Just let me know what I can do. Oh, Hershey has switched on to the hards and he cuts the pit lane and exit. I don't.
Right, Teves. I'm leaving. I'm leaving.